Eighth Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified on December 15, 1791, as the eighth out of 10 amendments included in the Bill of Rights. It contains three major clauses. The first clause pertains to placing excessive bail for a person to be temporarily released from prison. The second clause indicates that no excessive fines should be placed, which is similar to the first, but instead protects the losing side of litigation. The third and final clause, which is usually how this amendment will be referred to today, refers to the infliction of cruel and unusual punishments. The first clause in the Eighth Amendment reads, "Excessive bail shall not be required." This, along with the other sections of the amendment, are copied nearly verbatim from the English Bill of Rights of 1689, which means that in order to understand the provisions of the amendment fully,
what we've been doing so far are simple band-aid fixes, but clearly we need to go deeper, much deeper.
The issue of bail in England began when sheriffs had the free rein to assign an amount that a suspect would pay before appearing in court. This was limited in 1275, but again revisited in 1628 in the failed Petition of Rights, and once more in 1689 in the Bill of Rights after the English Civil War. Its incorporation into the U.S. Bill of Rights was based off of similar concerns, since limiting bail would accomplish two main things. 1. Assure the defendant's appearance at trial, and 2. Allow courts to deny bail to criminals whose crimes and temporary freedom potentially amount to excessive evil in comparison to the liberties bail provides. The excessive fines clause deals with the repeal of disproportionate fines and punishments, and as such, when courts refer to the Due Process Clause in Section 1 of the 14th Amendment, this clause may also be involved, due to its punitive nature. The last clause of the Eighth Amendment reads, "Nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted." While the others have dealt with lower courts, a majority of cases of this nature involve higher courts and multiple appeals. The clause in its most basic form prevents grisly inflicted punishment, like boiling and crucifixion. However, it does not indicate the United States prevention of capital punishment, and so it is implemented in 31 out of 50 states today. It wasn't always like that, however. And to illustrate that, let's go back to 1972. The 1972 Supreme Court case Furman v. Georgia begins late at night, with the robbery being perpetrated by William Henry Furman. He was about to make a clean getaway when he was found, and in his haste to flee, accidentally fired his gun and killed the victim. When his case came to the Supreme Court, the justices decided in a 5-4 decision that capital punishment constituted cruel and unusual punishment, yet with no unanimous reason why. Although Justice Potter Stewart articulated that, if any basis can be discerned for the selection of these few to be sentenced to death, it is the constitutionally impermissible basis of race. This led many states to reevaluate their statutes regarding the death penalty, and created a sort of legal purgatory, called a moratorium, for all prisoners on death row until the 1996 case, Gregg v. Georgia. But we'll save that for another day.
Well, if you say so, though it was just starting to get interesting.